Hello there. This is going to be part 4 of a story, so if you haven't seen the first 3 parts yet, I highly recommend watching those first, or else this likely won't make any sense to you. Also, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. But with that out of the way, let's get back into the story. 2 years have now passed since the beginning of the Clone Wars. Sidious had Jango put into carbonite and moved to Dooku's palace for safekeeping. Anakin has gained himself a fierce reputation throughout the war, and Obi-Wan has completed his training. Obi-Wan has also taken on Ahsoka as his apprentice. Obi-Wan receives an emergency transmission from Satine, saying she's lost Mandalore, and she's in danger before he sees a Death Watch Mandalorian subdue her. Anakin insists that he goes with Obi-Wan, and this is personal for him too, as his mother's there, and he needs to make sure she's safe. As they approach the planet, Anakin tells Obi-Wan he's going to go make sure his mother's safe, and to contact him if he runs into trouble. Obi-Wan agrees and Anakin dives out of the ship when it enters the dome, and flies into the city. Anakin rushes to Shmi's house and runs in to find her cooking dinner. He's relieved to see she's okay. She asks what's going on. She heard that a syndicate attacked the planet, and now Death Watch rules the planet. Anakin says he doesn't know, but he's here to help. He gives her a comm and tells her to lock the doors and contact him if anyone tries to enter. A voice from behind says she needs help. Anakin ignites his lightsaber and spins around to see Bo-Katan standing behind him. Bo-Katan tells him to relax, she's not there to fight. Anakin says he thought Death Watch took over Mandalore, and Bo-Katan tells him that Maul killed Pre Vizsla and took over half of Death Watch. Anakin puts 2 and 2 together and realises that Obi-Wan has walked into a trap. He tries his comm but no answer from Obi-Wan. Bo-Katan says she has a plan to free both Obi-Wan and Satine. Anakin says he thought she wanted Satine dead, like the rest of them. Bo-Katan reveals that she's her sister. She never wanted her dead. Anakin says he'll do it himself, and he won't help replace one terrorist with another. Shmi speaks up and asks Anakin what she used to tell him when he was a boy. Anakin hesitates, and Shmi repeats the question. Anakin eventually says the biggest problem in this galaxy is nobody helps each other. Shmi smiles and tells Anakin she knows he'll do the right thing. Bo-Katan says that actually her plan doesn't involve her ending up in a position of power. If all goes well, Satine will be back in power at the end of all this. Anakin asks what the plan is, and Bo-Katan says that Anakin will have to challenge Maul to single combat for Mandalore. She'll use the distraction to free Obi-Wan and Satine. Anakin reluctantly agrees. Anakin marches into the throne room and challenges Maul to single combat for Mandalore, and Maul cockily agrees. Maul ignites his lightsaber and Anakin does the same. Maul is surprised to see this but can't back down now. The two duel and Anakin throws everything he has at Maul. Maul is initially overwhelmed but adapts as much as he can. The battle is fierce and Maul tries to switch things up by using the darksaber to dual wield. Anakin knocks the lightsaber out of Maul's hand, but eventually Maul knocks Anakin's out of his. Maul lunges at a disarmed Anakin, but he uses the Force to block a swing of the darksaber by Maul. Anakin tackles Maul, and the darksaber falls to the ground. Both of them get up and engage in hand-to-hand. Anakin kicks Maul back and hits him with a Force push. Anakin then draws his blaster pistol and fires 3 blaster bolts into Maul. Maul staggers backwards and falls to his knees, stunned. Savage roars in rage and attempts to charge in to help his brother, but every Mandalorian in the room ensnares him and pulls him back. Anakin calls the darksaber and his own lightsaber to his hands, and crosses them in front of Maul's neck. He hesitates for a second before cutting Maul's head off. Anakin deactivates his lightsaber and walks over to Savage with the darksaber raised in the air, saying he claims this sword and his place as leader of Mandalore. Anakin then thrusts the darksaber through Savage, killing him instantly. Anakin awaits Bo-Katan's arrival as she walks into the throne room with her night owls. Anakin asks what happened, and she says Obi-Wan escaped back to Coruscant. Anakin asks what about Satine, and Bo-Katan reveals that Maul had already killed her. Anakin is stunned by this and doesn't know what to say. Bo-Katan approaches Anakin and kneels before him, and the Night Owls do the same. Bo-Katan says that Anakin is both Mandalorian and Jedi. It's clear that Anakin should wield the darksaber and rule Mandalore. Anakin looks around to see the rest of the Mandalorians also kneeling. Anakin thinks back to his childhood and everything Kron Rao taught him, and eventually agrees to rule Mandalore. Anakin steps away from the Grand Army of the Republic and the war, and over the next few months, remodels Mandalore to be a strong planet full of noble warriors. He also makes Mandalore a part of the Republic. Anakin leaving the war has displeased Sidious, however, as this has disrupted his plans. Sidious contacts Count Dooku. Sidious tells Dooku that Mandalore and Skywalker poses a problem. Dooku asks what he should do about it, and Sidious tells Dooku they will begin with an attack on Mandalore. And that is where this part ends. Thank you guys very much for watching. We're really starting to see this what if diverge from the main continuity, and we love to see it. Next week's part will be the final part with the dark side ending as voted by you the viewers, and the next day the light side ending will drop. But that's all for today guys. I'll see you on Wednesday for my next live stream, but until then, may the force be with you, may the power protect you, bye.